Please be ready for a dictation of exercise number 25 from February 2021 issue of Progressive Magazine. 5 seconds. Start. The question is whether the sales in question would qualify the expression sale in the course of import. The phrase sale in the course of import would constitute three essential features. One, that there must be a sale. Two, that goods must actually be imported. And three, that the sale must be part and parcel of the import. The factual matrix in the present case clearly depicts that the sales in question would not cause import of the stated goods. Instead, it would result in taking away the goods on the ongoing ship as ship stores outside the territory of Indian waters for being consumed on the ship and not for export to another destination as such. The appellants have advisedly not pursued the argument that the stated sales would result in an export or would be in the course of export, for such argument has been rejected by this court in Madras Marine. Concededly, the principle underlying the exposition in the above referred reported decision would apply for considering the argument as to whether the stated sales can be regarded as sale in the course of import as such. The two-judge bench in Madras Marine had considered the decision of Constitution Bench in Burma Shell. The court noted the dictum of the Constitution Bench to the effect that in order to exclude the taxation by the state, the appellants had to prove that there was some other state where the goods could be said to have been delivered as a direct result of the sale for the purpose of consumption in that other state, and as they failed to do so, the goods loaded on board of an aircraft for consumption, though taken out of India, was not export, since it had no destination where it can be said to have been imported, and so long as it did not satisfy that test, it could not be said that the sale was in the course of export. Besides noticing this dictum of the Constitution Bench, the court also adverted to the decision in State of Kerala versus Cochin Coal Company Limited, wherein it was held that the concept of export in Article 286(1) of the Constitution postulates the existence of two termini as those between which the goods were intended to move, not a mere movement of goods out of the country. Additionally, the court also extensively adverted to the decision of the Andhra Pradesh High Court in Fairmax Trading Company versus the state of Andhra Pradesh and approved the same dealing with the similar argument. The court also noted and approved the decision of the Madras High Court in Fairmax Trading Company versus the state of Tamil Nadu. The court, in paragraphs 19 to 21 and 25 to 28, observed as the correct position so far as the facts of the present case are concerned, in our opinion, has been laid in the decision of Burma Shell Oil Storage and Distributing Company of India Limited versus CTO. This court observed, while all exports involved a taking out of the country, all goods taken out of the country cannot be said to be exported. The test is that the goods must have a foreign destination where they can be said to be imported. It matters not that there is no valuable consideration from the receiver at the destination end. If the goods are exported and there is sale or purchase in the course of that export, and the sale or purchase occasions the export to a foreign destination, the exemption is earned. Purchases made by philanthropists of goods in the course of export to foreign countries to alleviate distress there may still be exempted, even though the sending of the goods was not a commercial venture but a charitable one. The crucial fact is the sending of the goods to a foreign destination where they would be received as imports. The appellants in that case dealt in petroleum and petroleum products and carried on business at Kolkata. They had maintained supply depots at Dum Dum Airport, from which aviation spirit was sold and delivered to aircraft proceeding abroad for their consumption. Stop.